boils, ghouls, and creatures of all kinds, and welcome to Wimplash, the horror movie podcast where two seasoned genre fanatics introduce their yellow-bellied best friend to the wonderful world of horror. I am one of said genre fanatics. My name is Zach, and with me today I have genre fanatic.
That's me, Johnny Grizz, Mr. Grizzly himself.
And we have our little tepid baby boy, a man who wouldn't say boo to a goose because that's what ghosts say.
Hello, I'm Willy Webborn and I'm scared.
So, I mean, that's a great way to jump off into it. I think before we discuss what we're here to actually discuss tonight's feature presentation, we should give the listener, singular at home, a little taste of what we're here to do.
What this podcast is going to be is us two veterans of the horror world subjecting our poor erstwhile friend, I say erstwhile because after all this, you are not going to be our friend anymore, to some of the best and worst horror films that we've come across. And we're going to see what makes you tick, what makes you flick, and what makes you sick.
Doesn't erstwhile mean bear-like?
Right. No, Ursine.
I like bears.
You do like bears, but you don't like, well, not even just horror, but anything scary. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, the idea of this was something that I thought, this will be funny. I hate horror. So let's watch horror films because then I can actually like horror, but I don't like it because I watched the film and I really didn't enjoy it.
Well, I didn't like it for other reasons. We'll get into that. But I mean,
we'll get to that, yeah.
Just to give people an idea of your level of dealing with scary things, last time you were in my house, I was stood behind you and spoke, and you hit the fucking roof.
Yeah, I screamed. I did scream. Right, I want to say, I don't know why it's... This come? I don't know why it's a thing. Does this overwhelming sense come over my body when something ghostly enters my mind frame? I don't know, and there's something. I go back to when I was a very young little boy, and well, that sounds wrong, but yeah, someone standing over my bed and then being subjected to Evil Dead 2. It all just
God,
kind of
what? I didn't realize it was this kind of podcast.
And this is going to be therapy now?
Yeah, this is my therapy.
I'm not qualified for this. I will make fun of things.
He said, I'm not ready for this cum, and then started talking about someone leering over your childhood bed. See, no, but I get what you're saying, though. This is something that, as a horror fan, I wish I had, because I feel now it's like chasing the dragon. I'm looking for that experience and not being able to find it.
I'm in the same boat because nothing scares me anymore. I don't have that same kind of creeping dread. I'm not scared to go up the stairs. I'm not scared of anything in the dark. It's just...
Well, you guys suck because I struggle to be in some houses on my own. I've worked in businesses where I've had to close them down on my own, and I will be stood there for 5 minutes staring down the corridor being like, wait, I'm not closing my eyes.
I don't know. I get scared of things.
Real things, apparently.
Real things, like the unfortunate state of the modern world. But that's not what we're here to discuss. There are few examples of horror films that have got me, and I'm really looking forward to introducing you to those. But to go back to what this podcast is, each week we are going to spin the mighty movie Wheel of Doom for a random selection of horror film entered by myself and my good friend Johnny Frenchbread to introduce to Webborn and gain your reaction. We're going to have an open discussion about the film, what you liked about it, what made you do a little wee-wee, and see if we can either make you a fan of horror movies or end 2 decades of friendship.
This is something I want to kind of dial into with you because I'm not 100% sure what it is that freaks you out and what scares you. So as we get through these films, I'm going to be dialing in more and more to see what really makes you tick.
Don't like that.
And maybe find some more films that will really push you a bit further.
You sound like my friends.
So give us and by us, I mean the royal us and the listener single, your history of horror movies. What films have you seen? What is it that you like? What do you dislike?
The first horror, before anything, I remember my parents having to hide Jurassic Park on VHS in the attic because that scared me. So that was a good start to my life. But my first experience of horror was Evil Dead 2. And it's to this day, it's that freaking ballerina going, la, 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 with her head rolling down the it sticks in my head, and I will never be able to unsee that. I think I must have been 7 or 8, and we were having a sleepover, me and my friend, and he just went, like straight to sleep, and I was just there pinned watching Evil Dead because I can't sleep in other people's houses, and I'm already scared of having a sleepover at that age. And then from there, I kind of avoided all sort of horror films until probably the age of 18, when we ordered the Chinese and some guy showed up and brought us a bootleg DVD, and it turned out to be a film called Paranormal Activity, and that really, really did not do good things.
Weirdly, I had the same experience but years before you with Blair Witch Project, because that was kind of like the precursor to all these kind of found footage horror films. And there was a bit of a campaign around it, a bit of an advertising campaign, but it was all basically meant to be real. They really did find this film in the woods. And I won't speak too much because that might be one we'll bring up a bit later, but that was my first kind of like, oh, this is a bit horrible.
I remember seeing that as a little kid again and being terrified throughout and like, what am I watching? What is this creepy videotape? And the fucking thing that pulled me out of it is the fact that they added credits to that movie.
Yeah, that didn't help things, did it? It really did.
All of a sudden you've got like who the DP of the film is and the grip. And I'm like, right, fiction, of course.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I know the witch likes twigs. That's all I think I know.
That's all you need to know.
That was the tagline of the movie. And talking of twiggy witches, let's jump in to start discussing today's feature presentation, the 2013 debut directorial effort by Andy Muschietti. We are discussing Mama.
Mama. Mama. Mama.
Ooh, Mama.
Don't set me off the Tim and Eric time.
So, before we actually get discussing the film as a whole, getting into it, talking about what really moistened Willy's fear nipples, let's talk a little bit about the film that one Rotten Tomatoes reviewer described as a boring, unsuspenseful, fall-asleep type movie where not interesting or good come 0 stars.
What's your opinion on that, Will?
They can fuck off. I watched it through the side of my Oodie. Like,
So, Mama 2013, directed by Andy Muschietti, by a story by Andy Muschietti and his sister Barbara, help on the screenplay by Neil Cross, who I found out was the creator of Luther.
Ooh. Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yep. And executive produced by Guillermo del Toro, based off his love of the short film, the almost like a test film that Andy Muschietti made, which is essentially just one scene of this movie. It was so spooky that Guillermo del Toro opened his, let's just call them, sparse pockets and threw money at them to make their first movie.
I can see that happening.
How should we start this off? Do you want to take us through what scared you about it?
Well, the first thing I thought when I saw this film, I wanted to point out from the beginning that if anything happened to that dog, I was turning the film off. There was a lovely little sausage dog. If anything had happened, I was out. That was too far.
So that brings me to my first gripe about this movie, is that in the opening scene, they set up this sausage dog that is the little girl's childhood dog. The little girl's being, just to set up the beginning of the movie, it's some type of financial crash. Jamie Lannister in a car with the license plate number 1 dad goes on a bit of a family annihilation and kidnaps his 2 daughters before crashing his vehicle in the woods and failing, let's call it, at his family annihilation.
Did you say that was Jamie Lannister? I thought it was Julian Assange.
It was...
That's a very different film.
Going back to the fucking dog, they set up this sausage dog, and then later in the film, the sausage dog is in one more scene where the girls are brought back to polite society, and then they just forget they have a fucking dog for the rest of the movie.
No, I kept my eyes on that dog. That dog kept coming back. I was making sure that dog was okay.
Instead of it being like a Chekhov's gun of something's going to happen to the dog, it was literally just a setup device for, oh, I recognize the dog. Oh, maybe we are back with our family now. That's literally all it was used for. I think that's all they were going for with the dog, and I'm kind of glad of that. I don't like seeing dogs hit.
Chekhov's dog.
It's cheap. It doesn't need to be done. And there's plenty of other cheap nonsense in this film, so they didn't need that added in.
There is plenty of fucking cheap nonsense in this film. So I really, really, really wanted to like this movie. I was so fucking hyped when this was coming out. We watched all like the makeup tests and the movement tests with Javier Botet.
Wait, what?
We'll talk about this dude later. I've got some notes on.
But yeah, I really, really wanted to like it. And unfortunately, it was the film that it was. Fucking riddled with plot holes and inconsistencies and dumb writing and contrivances.
Oh, yeah, well, I love the part at the very beginning where she's like, Daddy, there's someone inside, and in this creepy fucking cabin, and let's go in, it's snowing, let's set a fire. Oh, wait, this looks like someone's house, let's break their furniture.
Well, as Zach said, he is already in the middle of a family annihilation. I don't think a chair is going to add much more to that.
I don't think the chair was part of the family. He shouldn't have annihilated it.
Oh, you're an annihilation purist. Okay, family only.
If you're family annihilating, you're family annihilating. That scene, though, drove me fucking mental. It's got the worst line of dialogue I've ever heard in any movie.
Go on, then.
When he's crying and, like, kissing his gun in the corridor, and you hear his little daughter in the background go, "There's a lady outside. She isn't touching the floor."
That didn't need to be there.
Instantly on my rewatch, that was, like, line in the sand. I'm 6 minutes in this movie, and I'm absolutely disinterested.
If that really upsets you guys, why did that freak me out in the idea like, oh, good, I don't want to know?
We're past the point of being affected by that kind of thing.
Women should be touching the floor.
Is that a rule now? Women, can we have that on a T-shirt now? Women should be touching the floor. We've got some merch already.
Yeah, women should be touching the floor. So yeah, the film opens with a lovely wintertime family annihilation. As I say, he kills his
wife. We never see the wife.
No, Mummy's not feeling well. Kidnaps his daughters. He's bombing down the road in the snow. Wraps the car up. One thing I noticed is that those two little girls didn't have seatbelts on. And with the violence of that crash, they would have been fucking souped.
Which would have saved him from trying to use the gun on him later.
He would have been successful in his annihilation.
And Mama would have never had to get involved.
Yeah, and then, yeah, her glasses are broken. Mama makes her first lovely appearance. I love that. Just a blurry Mama.
There was one element I did like, using the idea of, cause there's two girls. There's one, she's probably, say, about 4. The others, maybe 1 or 2. The eldest daughter having glasses, and the glasses get broken, so her eyesight's so bad that she can't see how much of a monster Mama is, apart from, as we know, unlike all good women, she isn't touching the floor.
Should we touch on the child? Well, that's going to sound really wrong. The child actors, in most films, horror or otherwise, child actors tend to be fucking abysmal. These two, to be fair to them, they did a very good job.
That younger one, Lily, she is... I literally was like, this girl deserves an Oscar for how creepy she is. I don't know if they give out Oscars for creepy little girls, but this one deserves.
So, as I say, they're left in this cabin for 5 years. Feral, Mama, this spooky water-headed lady looking after them.
Feeding them cherries, let me point out.
Subsisting on cherries. Which I don't think is possible.
Just the biggest pile of cherry stones you've ever seen in your fucking life.
Why cherries, though?
That didn't really factor back into anything, I don't think. They were available.
5 years later, the brother of Daddy Family Annihilator, he has paid 2 woodsmen for seemingly years on end to scour the woods to try find his brother and his nieces. They even are so specific. He goes like, oh yeah, Burnsy goes, we're going to look at Sector 743 again today. Again, he says. So much so that they've run out of money. He goes for a piss against a tree and goes, oh, fucking hell, how have we never noticed that crashed car before?
And if that's the case, how do they not notice the fucking cabin either? But also, I did want to ask, how do you get that job? Because I'd love to just be like, I'm just looking around the woods for 3 years. Can I get paid? I'd be right with that.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about cool Jamie Lannister's clicky glasses when he's lying in his bedroom and he's like, right, I got these glasses. I'm hooked for the middle. I was thinking if I ever have glasses in my life, I might have to like see what they're about.
Oh, the nose clickies. Yeah, it's a classic look.
Honestly, that was the biggest jump scare in the movie when he goes to take his glasses off and they separate at the middle.
Can you notice how I'm trying to avoid all the horror things because I'm sat here shuddering every time I'm thinking about it?
Oh, well, let's get back into it then.
We should probably say up top as well, and probably edit this in at the beginning, but spoilers for this 13-year-old movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I thought that.
If you haven't seen it, would you? Right, both of you, would you recommend going to see it?
No.
No, I would, just because there are some redeeming features. I think it's cheesy, it's silly.
It looks amazing.
That's something I want to get into a bit later as well. And the sound effect, again, sound I will go into later as well. The sound design in this is fantastic.
My favorite thing about this whole experience, I know this is an audio medium, but just the look on Willy's face as we're having this conversation.
I can see the flashes of memory when we mention one thing, and it's like, oh, I can see the shudder go through you.
I'm sat here going, like, it just hits down the back of my neck, and I'm like, fuck you.
Oh, dude, fuck. This is the first movie, and in my opinion, this is a weak start.
I'd like to remind our audience, we're talking about Mama.
Dude, just for the first films I've put on the wheel, there may be some that cause an aneurysm of you.
I think I know which ones you mean.
Sorry, when we're going back to these little feral children, they were enough when they're on the top of the bloody fridge being like...
I thought that was well done. It was a bit obvious with the whole kind of like spider crawling about in the background, but the reveal of them kind of just, oh God, we found them, and they're this horrible, weird, filthy forest children. The swaying, the movement, very well done. Very creepy, I thought.
And again, there are some really effective parts. Again, just to touch on the fucking... How do you say that? I nearly fell into the same trap as you. See? Just to mention the child actors. We have Megan Charpentier as Victoria, the eldest, and Isabel Nellis, who plays Lily, the youngest. And they were fucking spectacular. I know, obviously, it's other little girls playing them in that first scene in the cabin, but I will say, when he is about to fucking go full crip on his daughter and pop a cap in her ass, I genuinely got choked up. Like, the dad and uncle, both played by Nikolai Coster-Waldau, I thought he was fucking class. I thought he was really, really good.
But I do want to say, he does get sidelined for probably the best casting. Jessica Chastain as basically Brody Dahl.
Yeah, I was going to say, she is just Brody Dahl.
Goth punk hottie. That's perfect casting. Well done.
Why did they get rid of the red hair?
Because she's punk, man. She's got to look edgy with
I want to
short
bring that
black
up
hair.
as well. Like us three, we've all played in bands, and I know I've written songs like the one when he walks in, and I see the pin badges, I see the cut-off sleeves, and I was watching this like, these fuckers, what are they doing? They know, like, you two, you put me in this, I felt attacked.
I felt attacked, and I'm sure, Grizz, you can agree with this, being a fellow bass player, but the scariest part about this film, they want us to believe that she can get that bass tone out of that 15-watt practice amp that she has. Honestly, I was like, listen to her, I was like, God, that is like, I would kill for that bass tone, but I don't have the thousands of pounds to spend on the equipment. Then you look, and she's got this little fucking Fender Rumble bass amp.
It looked like my first drive amp I got when I was like 60.
But she's got 3 of them. There's a scene and there's just 3 of these amps in the room. It's like, why would you need even one, let alone 3 of the fuckers?
And also, it's mentioned later that's her job. So she's paid to do this, apparently, somehow.
She quit the band to raise the girls, right?
Yeah. I would have thought she'd have another job as well, and that's her, like, that's her side gig, literally.
I like that to really set up her character, and given like motherhood obviously being a big theme and her being the reluctant hero, your introduction to your hero of the movie, the likable protagonist who you are supposed to emotionally gel with, is her going, fuck yeah, I'm not pregnant. Oh, let me guess, trying to find your fucking nieces again, you nerd? And it's just like, hey, I'm not having your fucking kids, and you're not having your nieces.
I mean, that's obviously set her up as like, she doesn't want kids, she doesn't like kids. I get that. And then it changes later, this kind of like hair growth.
I don't get their relationship. I don't get it.
Well, he draws pictures and she plays in a band, as the monk says. Not monk, not the guy who plays monk, but he looks like.
Oh, Dr. Binglebop.
Dr. Binglebop. Dr. Exposition.
Dr. Gremlin. He was just the most unappealing man I've ever seen. And I just mean in his attitude and how he looked. And
the bad
his
psychiatrist.
motivations. Just Dr. Groblin was my least favorite character in this entire fucking movie.
When he gets freaked out and kind of almost sees Mama and kind of goes downstairs like, I gotta go. There's still kids in the house with a woman on her own and you're just gonna fuck off. Dude, what the fuck?
I like how he blackmails this family as well. Like, he blackmails the two of them, like, here's a house, but I want to study some feral twats.
Very much. So, to give some context for that, for anyone who's not seen the film, basically, the kids are found in the woods, all smelly and groblin. Like, I'm going to use groblin too much in this podcast.
No, groblin's an
The uncle, who is played by the same man, identical twin of number one dad, takes them in, and they're worried. How are they going to raise these kids? And Dr. Child Psychologist is like, I will give you the nicest fucking house you've ever seen, free of charge, as long as I have unfettered access to these feral children so that I can make my millions.
I have to say, when the girls arrived at that house and Lily is sheltering behind Victoria, as I say, that girl, she is one hell of a little actress, because I was like, what's wrong with her? Wait. Well, I know what's wrong with her. Mama's what's wrong with her. Being feral is what's wrong with her. But
I was going to say, if you hadn't picked up on that at that point in the film, then you may have something like, what is wrong with this child? I just don't get it.
Why is she not talking? Come on.
I'm just worried that's maybe who she is, like, in life.
Oh, the actress rather than the character. So she tricked you.
So obviously we've touched on Mama. I'm not going to say we've touched on the child actors again. That's such a fucking pitfall we need to avoid.
It doesn't sound much better saying I touched on my mama.
It's good that we've kind of spoken so much about the child actors already, because before Mama's really like the main threat, the main cause of the creepiness, it's them, how feral they are, that's to start with it. And then it kind of slowly morphs to...
I'd say 2/3 of the film is about this relationship between a woman thrust into motherhood against her will and two children thrust back into normal society when they basically just want to live in the woods with a ghost. Yeah. And it isn't really until the third act when Mama becomes a tangible threat. Like, there's glimpses here and there, like when Jessica Chastain, Annabelle, I think her character's called, and Luke, Jamie Lannister, getting their fuck on, and she sees Mama in the mirror and freaks out and, oh my God, no, what is that? And Jamie Lannister runs out to see, gets pushed down the stairs by a wet hole in the wall, and then he's out of the film for like a whole fucking act. You don't see him again until like the third act of the movie.
To be fair, he has more staying power than Sean Bean's character in Silent Hill.
Sorry, I want to point out, before he even gets pushed down the stairs, my first like real oh shit moment for me in this whole film was Lily was playing with a blanket with her sister Victoria, and they're playing tug of war and all this lovely stuff, and then Annabelle comes doing a washing, comes down the corridor like, you girls are right, yeah, next time. And then next thing, bloody Victoria comes up like, Annabelle, and then they're like, all right, so who's Lily playing with?
And you see her legs floating by the top of the door. That, I would say, is one of the standout scenes in the movie.
Yeah, they did that very well.
Also, can I just take my hat off your 10 out of 10 Jessica Chastain impression? But I say, yeah, no, we're waffling, we're rambling. Talk to us about your experience. What were, in your opinion, the scariest parts of this film?
All right. That little girl, first of all, when she's crawling out of the boxes, being like, oh, I'm playing hide and seek, and then the lights are flickering because Mama's being a dick. And then she jumps on the counter, and Annabelle's like, whoa. That really didn't do good things to me. As you said about that, was it the actor or actress's movement of Mama?
Javier Botet.
That movement where, like, they speed it up and Mama's at the end of the room and then comes shuffling towards them in this creepy, horrible...
bent back sideways.
Yeah.
So what's really interesting about that is he has what's known as Marfan syndrome, which is like a hyperflexibility disorder. So not only is the guy about 7'2", with like naturally distended limbs and hands, but he's so flexible. To film a lot of that, they basically had him on a wire rig. So as he was moving, he was being pulled and twisted against his will. So all of those movements are physically him doing that. It's only the hair that's CGI.
It must be fun if the casting director's going like, oh, you're weird looking. Yeah, brilliant. Let's have you in this film. I mean, how's that going to feel?
Well, I say it's not the only time he's worked with Andy Muschietti, because obviously Andy Muschietti went on to do the It remakes from the last few years and Welcome to Derry. And Javier Botet plays the leper in both of those. But also, in my opinion, his best role is as the girl at the end of Wreck.
No
way.
Yeah, that's Javier Botet in that prosthetic. So, like, as you say, you know, he is fucking tailor-made to play monsters. He has like the perfect body for that.
He's like Doug Jones, but you've gone even further with the long boy.
And one thing I found really interesting, because I always found on my first watch of this movie when it first came out, that I thought the facial look of Mama was kind of off. And I noticed there was a little nod to it in chapter 1, maybe, with Stanley, with a painting. So it turns out, which now, from doing research, I found really interesting.
I found the same thing.
Yeah, with basically, it's based off, is it Amedeo Modigliani, a Italian painter, I believe he's Italian, who Andy and Barbara Muschietti, the writers of the film, had prints of that in the house their mum had when they were younger. And they were fucking terrified of these paintings. So that's where the look of Mama came from. Is like, it is heavily inspired by Modigliani's paintings.
I want to just point out, and it's the same in every horror film, but why do they always go forward with the parts where it's like, there's something creepy happening in the closet. I'm going to go in the closet. Oh, the cabin. Shouldn't go in the cabin. Let's go in the cabin. Why don't they just go like, I'll leave that. That doesn't look nice.
It's not conducive of good storytelling. If you're trying to write a horror film, someone's like, you know what, I'm going to avoid that scary thing.
The plot needs to happen.
I think I'd write really good horror in that sense.
Just don't go in, don't do this.
Oh, don't go in, that's what it's called.
Don't go in.
Really lovely horror.
So we have mentioned, notice how careful I am being with my wording, the feral children and also Mama. What else? Any particular standout scenes for you that rattled your bones?
Well, obviously, all those jump scares that they keep doing, like Annabelle stood in the hallway and then suddenly she moves her head to the left and then Mama's there and you're like, oh, good, there's Mama. Thank you for that. Mama sucking off the bed from underneath. I didn't quite understand what she was doing there.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Can I draw you to one scene then and see what you think about this one? The kind of the flashback sequence where Mama kind of like invades Annabelle's dreams and shows her what happened. Now I can already see you, Zach. You've got your hand on your forehead. You're doing the Picard, like, for fuck's sake. I want to just defend that scene a little bit. As heavy exposition as it was, I thought the effects and the filming were done quite well. The kind of weird rotting sensation of all the movement in that like dream sequence was really well done.
I know what you mean. Like when, because obviously it's first person perspective, when she stabs the nun with the spike and instead of bleeding, you see a rot spread. And like when she covers the baby's eyes before jumping off again, like not to say that Andy Muschietti isn't a good director. Where I feel he falls short is in the actual storytelling. I found the same with the It films. They looked brilliant. I don't know, the stories themselves, I feel there were too many contrivances in Mama's power set. Like, she can invade dreams and make you see what dreams were. In the third act, all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, I can also possess people.
Well, that's a character we haven't even mentioned yet, so I want to bring that up.
What, Auntie Jean?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Auntie Jean should have just let it have the fucking... I know the story would have been better. Sorry, I'm really so why? What my question as well about Mama? What are these little bugs about? What? Once again, we go in about cherries. I was trying to look for what the relevance of cherries were. Were they like mayflies? These bugs that just kept symbolising that Mama wasn't here. Do you guys know?
I think there were moths, but I don't think there was any to explain that. Moths.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's supposed to be some form of symbolism with the moths. However, it's never, ever really touched upon or explained. There's just moths.
Then that little creepy girl's just eating them with all that black shit around her mouth in the hospital, underneath the hospital bed, and they're like, how are the girls? Oh, bit weird.
Good source of protein.
I think they're fucking lucky that Aunt Jean does get possessed and then murdered, because how, after the events of this film, are they going to explain one of the girls is just disappeared. The doctor who is looking after them, who the children in the care of, he's dead. The auntie who is fighting for control and of custody of the children, she's fucking dead. Like, if anything, I'm going to go back to what you were saying, Webb. I believe you were right. Auntie Jean should have had custody of the children.
Oh, absolutely. all that kind of like introduced of Auntie Jean was this kind of like, it's now a three-way fight for being the proper mama. Are you going to go with punk goth hottie, stuck up rich bitch, or supernatural longo? That's your choices in this one. And it's going to be the stuck up rich bitch, really.
Fuck yeah.
Because, yeah, one of them doesn't want kids. One wants them a little bit too much and is also a ghost with a sideways face. And the other's just got too much money.
Also, when Annabelle says, get out of my house before I kick your ass to Auntie Jean, I was like, kick your ass. Look at that Karen. That Karen is going to come out swinging.
Oh, you know Auntie Jean goes into any conversation with her phone out and filming straight away.
Auntie Jean has spoken to every manager you've ever met.
Auntie Jean is unapologetic about her use of the N-word.
It's my rights.
So there are plot holes in this movie, I think it's fair to say. For example, the whole final act takes place on the cliff. To give some backstory to why Mama is a ghost, she was a woman in a mental institution.
Hospital for sad people.
A hospital for sad people.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
Not a mental asylum.
It's specifically a hospital for sad people who basically kidnaps her baby from a nunnery, tries to jump off a cliff because that's how you look after a baby, accidentally prangs the toddler on a branch, falls to her death, and then is in the afterlife wondering where her children are. Basically, that's the setup of Edith Brennan, aka Mama.
Forgot her real name.
The whole final act takes place on this cliff where she's trying to coax the two girls, Lily and what's her name? Charlotte?
Victoria.
To the cliff to jump off and be with her in death. But this cliff is right next to the cabin where she lived with them for 5 years. Why didn't she just do that as soon as she found the children? Why did she wait for 5 years before thinking, now is the time. Now that the events of the movie have happened, let's now jump off the cliff.
Very good point.
I hate how you know.
You're watching it through your fingers. The eyes through fingers going, oh, horrible. Where is she going? Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Okay, sorry, going back to the mental, not asylum, mental.
Hospital for sad people.
Hospital for sad people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When we get introduced to that lady who works in the archives, and then she's like, there's no hospital near the forge. No, there's no hospital. But there was this asylum.
Hospital for sad people.
Hospital for sad people.
Bizarrely knowledgeable archivist who seems to have all the answers, and yet none of them.
She also apparently has a warehouse full of baby bones.
Yeah, that's what the fuck was that? That just, yeah, okay. All right, fine. I don't believe it's the right place for human remains. Then fucking take them out. You're looking after this. What are you doing?
You, as far as we can tell, are the only employee of this destitute, spooky warehouse. How about you just phone the police, turn yourself in, and fucking get it over with? This is another gripe I have with the film, is that it was about 20 minutes and 2 subplots too long.
Yeah, there was a lot in there that just didn't. In fact, there's something I want to go back to because we've gone straight to the cliff. The whole big kind of running around in the house first. There's one thing in particular. The rest you can kind of hand wave and just say it's the film. The wandering wig. And I think we both know what I'm talking about. It shouldn't have made the final cut. The effects, the body contortions, the underwater floating hair, the effects, her floating up and down walls and mucking about. Fine, brilliant. It's all creature effects. There's no need for her hair to be. It just doesn't look right. And I don't think that was in the because that whole sequence is based on the short film that the whole film came from. The wandering wig was not in the short film. Why was it included in this?
Why does she have all the? As you go back, why has she got all these sudden powers, to suck someone's life force out of them? I thought she was just about picking up bodies and breaking them into pieces. Now she's sucking their life force out of them.
Yeah, the third act, she does decide that she likes a bit of a suck. Just to go back on the wandering wig, though, as our audience surrogate and as our little scared baby boy, was that a scary effect when the hair was crawling along the floor?
No, that part didn't actually get me, thankfully.
I'm glad. I already have a lot of respect for you. But now I've even more knowing that did freak you out. Because for fuck's sake.
I really didn't want to not be your friend anymore.
I wanted you to like this film and be scared of it, but I didn't want you to be scared of the wandering, because that's not acceptable.
But going back to dumb parts of this movie, can we please talk about Jaime Lannister's coma dream?
Oh,
where
God.
while he's in a dream, are we to believe that, obviously we've set up that Mama can invade dreams and project into people what they need to know for exposition purposes, then why in his coma does he have a coma dream of his dead brother in a railway tunnel going, "Save my daughters, they're in the cabin," and then he wakes up, luckily, as an illustrator, does a photorealistic rendering of a dream he had in a fucking coma and knows exactly where it is, just drives straight there to his own drawing.
But also doesn't tell his girlfriend that. He just goes.
No, he tells no one.
No.
Tells no one, just fucks off.
Yeah, leaves his girlfriend looking after his now daughters. Oh no, I'm going to go here, like where my dead brother appeared to me and then gave me a seizure.
The whole hospital saga of that with him in the coma was so fucking stupid. Like, all of a sudden when the computer monitor just starts going, mum, 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 mum.
I just realised, like, Mama was obviously following the girls around. Sorry, we seem to be jumping all over the story, but you're right, this film did have its flaws. When the psychiatrist, the dick, goes to the cabin, then Mama decides to go to the cabin. But that scene as well. Oh, my torch doesn't work. I know what I'll use. I'll use a camera which will show flashes. And yeah, at that point, I was in my Oodie, just like peering through the hole, like, Mama's gonna be here, yeah, Mama's coming to get you. At that point, I was thinking as well, why is he bothering with the flash? I would sit on the floor and die.
He's like, I know something spooky's here. That is, again, going to, speaking to Andy Muschietti's behalf, a great scene. Very effectively done.
The sound design, her guttural noises are just incredible. So well designed and just horrible.
I think so. I rewatched it with headphones, and it was. There are real fucking, like, sounds like fucking Will Ramos from Lorna Shore at times. Like, this is what I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, where I really wanted to like this film.
There's a lot to like, but there's just so much in the way of it.
It gets in its own way.
It gets in its own way. It insists upon itself. It's a horrible phrase.
What are you quoting there?
A fucking Family Guy. Cut that out. Cut that out of the podcast.
So you're saying about Mama's noises. I just thought back to that floating wig part, and you're saying that the noises are great. But as she was floating underneath Auntie Jean, I thought it was a freaking Gumper or Koopa from Mario, because she was like, Agame, Agame, Agame. I was like, what the fuck is this?
So Auntie Jean could have just stepped on the wandering wig and got 100 points. Maybe a one-up.
I should have got a raccoon tail and flown away.
Would have helped getting off that cliff as well.
Also, why, when Mama possessed her, was Mama now able to drive a car, given that she died in the 1800s?
I did not even think of that one. Because I can't drive a fucking car. Maybe that's what I need to do.
Wait, what did I miss there? Did Mama drive a car as Auntie Jean?
Yeah, she drives the kids to the cabin.
Yeah. Auntie Jean's car's there.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have been hiding so freaking much.
Again, this is our cynical, bullshit senses picking up on these things.
And this is me seeing Auntie Jean with a twisted sideways face going like, Mama!
So you're droning with the movie magic. We're seeing through it and going, bullshit.
I think that's it all, really, doesn't it?
So, I mean, we've had a pretty healthy discussion of this so far. So before we go into rating, reviewing, plugs, and finding out what next week's movies are, do you have any closing thoughts or any other parts that you want to bring up as our fledgling horror fan?
All I was thinking is when she was like on the edge of that cliff and she had a baby, I was like, oh, this reminds me of Casper, the friendly ghost. She's passing to the other side.
I'm assuming that's another film that you're deathly afraid of.
Fucking hate it.
It's on the wheel.
Oh,
It's on the wheel.
but that, once again, that fucking Lily. Mama was ready to go. Mama had a baby. And then Mama realizes Lily is like Lily. And Lily's like, Mama!
And then she chucks the bones of her baby away.
That was good. I enjoyed that a little too much.
Yeah, the slow-mo castaway of her, like, this smells like a warehouse, and throws her baby's bones away behind her.
I think going back to that, one of the things is going back to that lady in the warehouse, and it was her quote, do you believe in ghosts? A ghost is an emotion bent out of shape, condemned to repeat itself time and time again till it rights the wrong. And I was just like, that was a point of the film. I was like, I don't like this lady.
So I have a theory about that, which is that is a recurring theme in a lot of Del Toro movies, like Crimson Peak, for example. I'm pretty sure that is line for line used in Crimson Peak.
I think you might be right.
I have a feeling that he saw the short film, like the original short film, if you haven't seen it, Webb, is 3 minutes.
Why would I?
And I'm sure Del Toro saw the short and went, how about that? But like, you know, ghosts are emotions bent out of shape, doomed to repeat themselves. So here's $15 million. By all means, make a movie.
I want to ask Mr. Del Toro not to hurt me for that comment I just said.
No, but you're right. It's
a theme. It's something he likes to go back to quite a lot. It's also wrong because she doesn't repeat herself at all. She becomes a wig and takes her Auntie Jean. She hasn't done that before.
Yeah, she drove a car.
She drove a car. That's new.
She fed 2 children cherries for 5 years. She'd never done that before.
Yep, she's having new experiences all the time. This is an awakening for Mama.
The original title for this movie was How Mama Got Her Groove Back.
Mama's New Groove.
All right, let's play a little fun game then. I think I've said all I want to say about this movie.
There is one thing I want to touch on.
I have one more as well.
It's not the child actors again.
No, it is not. Did you notice there was a little cameo from our favourite slap chop enthusiast? A little advert for the slap chop was in this film for some reason.
There was, and I like that they set up for some reason that Lily is like fascinated by the slap chop as well. In a way that you would fucking, again, a Chekhov's gun. I was hoping the slap chop, like, they would end up slap chopping Mama out of existence, but...
That would have made more sense of what they finished with.
Oh, shit, yeah, actually, before we go into Rate and Review, we need to touch on the end of this film.
Yeah, we absolutely do, because for fuck's sake.
But, sorry, you were saying about the slap chop.
The slap chop, man. Vince Offer. Do you know the real story of Vince Offer?
I don't.
Since the slap chop, he is now running as a Republican in America for something. I didn't care to read any further into that. But also, I think he was arrested for getting into a fight with a prostitute in a hotel room.
My man.
And just battering each other. There's also an incredible clip. Have either of you heard of a YouTube channel called Cold One?
Yes.
Yeah. They did one where they like hired people to like, do stupid dances on Fiverr. They hired him, couldn't put it in the video. So I've subscribed to their Patreon and seen it. And it is the most batshit insane thing he's gone on about. He went way further than the brief they gave him. Features a full cast of weird characters in this advert they've gotten to film for nothing. I think it's the ham slap or something ridiculous. I can't remember what it was for. But there's so much racism in there.
Oh, God.
There's so much just over-the-top, edgy shite in there. So maybe the real horror monster of Mama was Vince Offer.
So... yeah, I couldn't agree more, to be honest. He's no Billy Mays. He's no Barry Scott. I'm just not interested. He's not my pitch man.
He is not Cheddar Goblin.
He's not the Cheddar Goblin.
He's not the Cheddar Goblin. But do you think that might be the inspiration for the Cheddar Goblin? Having that just creepy little goblin man in a TV in a horror film?
Fuck no, the Cheddar Goblin is the closest thing I have to a god. When you're unaware of the Cheddar Goblin, that'll come up in another film I'm sure we'll watch down the line.
We will touch back on this later.
I'm still thinking about how he fought a prostitute in a hotel room.
Oh, that's a point. Did they mention, did he win?
It was a draw.
It was a draw.
Sorry, I want to go back. So, we're done with fighting prostitutes for tonight, boys.
I think Vince Offer is too, I hope.
They are 5 hours behind. So, when she's hanging off the cliff, and thank God she got that creepy little twat Lily, and she's with Lily, and then they go plummeting to them death, and she bounces off that log, and they become our favourite little bugs.
For no reason.
Why did Lily become a bug, and then Victoria be like, Lily? And then the bug flies off. There's so many questions.
This is what I mean. The happy ending of this movie is one of the 2 children dies. Mama absconds over the cliff with Lily, Webborn's favourite little girl, and much like she did with her original baby, bounces her head off the same jutting branch off the cliff. But instead of the mangled corpse of a baby dangling off said branch, they burst into butterflies, and that's the happy ending.
Also, I didn't like that sentence, my favourite little girl. That's not nice. No, didn't like that.
I think there must have been a lot of cut subplots there, even though there was already too many subplots as it is. The whole creepy archivist woman who turns up and fucks off with way too much information and way too much plot relevance for how much she's actually there. There's probably more going on that we don't know about.
The worst psychiatrist we've ever seen in our lives.
Turns up, takes pictures and dies.
Yeah, but also he's really argumentative with the children, I've noticed.
How is he a child psychologist? He's monk. But I think there must have been so many dropped plot threads there. Jaime Lannister and Brainy Lannister just interacting through dreams. There must have been more going on there that they cut, and then it becomes this mess of a film. And they've made it, somehow, they've made an almost coherent...
It's just fucking wild, the whole thing.
I would point out it probably gave me goosebumps 5 or 6 times throughout the... I was that scared.
Are we happy? I think we've dissected enough of the plot. I think anyone who hasn't seen the movie now has a comprehensive idea of what the plot of this movie is based off our ramblings alone. So let's go into a little bit of games and some rating. So what I want to ask you, William Wish Weddington, off a budget of $15 million, what was the box office return for this movie?
I don't know. I'd double it. 30 million, I say.
Grizzly, are you au fait to this information, or would you like to make a guess?
I'm going to say... What was the budget again? Sorry.
15 million.
50 million. I think it made...
15.
20. I think it made its money back and then...
This film made 10 times its budget back at $148.1 million. This film was a raging success.
Wow.
Because of people like you two.
I did see it in the cinema, to be fair.
We are the curious and the damned.
By the way, I just want to apologise for being so aggressive towards you. I'm having flashbacks. It kind of upsets me.
Oh, fuck, dude. The whole idea of this show was to evoke as much of a physical reaction in you. And again, I personally feel that we picked a bad film to jump off on. If this and if this is your reaction to this movie, I am very excited for what's to come in terms of other films that we have lined up for you.
We're going to hone you into a horror warrior.
I'm going to mash you down into a paste.
My wife laughed at me.
I get it.
Yeah.
So out of a scale of 10, let's rate how scary did you find this film out of 10?
Oh, I see. It's the first one, so it's going to be hard, but I'm going to give it a strong 7, mind. Because, I was hiding.
That's a good start.
That's a great start. No, it's good to know. It gives us a benchmark as the people picking the films to know where to go. Because I can't wait in a year's time for you to be like, fuck, man, this was a 2. This was a 2.
Wait, is 7 bad or 7 good? Wait, which way am I going?
10 being the scariest.
Oh, 7.
10 shit your pants. Yeah, okay. No, that's a good start.
I had wobbles in my sphincter.
And from a cinematic standpoint, for those who don't know, which is everyone listening, you are someone who has studied film, an avid lover of movies. As a film out of 10, how would you rate this?
Well, you guys are just shat all over it, to be honest, but there was actually a lot. 5. I will give it a 5. And mainly due to those fucking sunglasses that Jaime Lannister, or those glasses he wore.
They were fucking terrible.
Don't listen to us shitting on films, because this is through a lens of cynicism.
This is through a lens that separates at the nose.
There were choices that character had to wear those glasses. This film gets a 5.
Yeah, he was a big old hipster. This is what I mean. There were some really scary parts to this film. There were creepy goblin girls. There were glasses that separate in the middle. There were the best sounding 15-watt bass amps you've ever heard in your life.
Misfits t-shirts, Ramones t-shirts.
She loves generic punk.
So do I!
So do I. In all fairness, you just named 2 of my favourite bands. All right then. So anything we want to plug? Obviously, this is a new venture, but we all have our own creative pursuits outside. So I'll give the floor to you first, Willy Webborn. Any social medias, businesses, anything of the like that you would like to bring to the attention of the good folks listening at home?
So I've been a trained chef my whole life. I decided to change career so I could focus on my own little side hustle. So please check out @Bears Catering on Instagram. I am a bear, apparently, but this is my catering. I'm starting to push it a bit more, and I'd be very grateful if you gave me a follow.
And it may sound biased as one of, I'd like to think, your good friends, but you are by far one of the best cooks on the fucking planet. Your brownies 100%. Are literally to die for. Like, I would grab a child and jump off a cliff, burst into moths, just for a taste of your sweet, sweet treats.
Oh,
Gribbles?
Come join me. I stream every Tuesday at about 6, 7-ish o'clock, UK standard. On Twitch, Mr. Grizzly. I mainly play stupid games, I talk bollocks, and we listen to a bit of music together. Come join me.
It is always a very good, fun time. I would like to promote whatever the social media handles end up being for this podcast. We haven't set them up yet. We don't have fucking any artwork or music or anything yet. But if you would like, please check out a few bands that I'm involved in. Pariah, if you like groovy psychedelic stoner rock. Pale Bastard, if you like it heavier. Bad Electric, if you like some more synthy, punky pop stuff. And that's about it. And at Meat Belch, because I occasionally, when I can be asked, also do illustration.
Damn good art.
He's a very good artist.
Oh, you guys.
In fact, I should probably touch back on Mama in that both me, you, I think all of us can draw and are good at drawing. And the fact that he could just draw that bridge from memory as soon as he wakes up in coma, you've got to like remove reality. Sorry, I just forgot to bring that up earlier.
We'll edit that back into the relevant point in the podcast. So it just leaves us to do one thing. Mr. Grizzly, will you spin the magical movie wheel of doom?
Wait. Can we point out... Sorry, I want to point out that we do the spin from the point where they announce the film. I'm not going to look at anything to do with this film. I'll know its name, but I won't Google, I won't search it, I won't even look at the poster. I'm going into this film blind. For me...
You're not even using Carter 95.
Carter 95? I'm not even going to ask Jeeves.
Yeah, I'm going into this blind. So when they tell me the film, I'm going to be like, oh, that sounds like a nice film, like I did when they told me, we're going to watch a film called Mama.
Excellent. That's what I love. Again, this was your idea, and I love your commitment to not even look at a poster, just get the name of a film, jump in blind, and then we will be back next week to give it a discussion. So, Mr. Grizzly, without further ado, what will be next week's topic of discussion?
Spinning! Next week, we will be watching Poltergeist.
And I would like to point out this is the original Poltergeist. Willy Webborn, there are two versions of Poltergeist. If you watch the Sam Rockwell version, then you're no longer allowed on the podcast.
He's my favourite actor.
He won't be after you watch the fucking Poltergeist remake.
So what year am I watching?
Poltergeist, 1982.
82? Oh, shit. Older than me.
I have to say, by its name, I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, you will. It's a fucking great. It is an absolute classic. One of my all-time favorite movies.
We've gone from Mama, which is arguably just, it's just silly nonsense, to one of the greatest of that era.
Yeah. You've gone from like a forgettable trash movie to maybe one of the best movies, let alone horror movies, in my opinion, of all time.
Schlock bollocks to a classic.
And I think that's how we should sign off the podcast. So from us to you at home, schlock bollocks to a classic.